So the main character spends most of his pregnancy being very scared and concerned because he gave birth as a fish last time and didn't have to spend the whole 9 months pregnant. But now he is actually giving birth as a human. He has a lot of worries. He keeps rushing to the Melid's cousin's wife, asking her questions about the birthing process, and she's thinking he's a miracle worker because he gave birth to 4 children. Very confused why he's asking her the questions about giving birth when, he's already given birth to 4 children. But she still answers his questions, and I don't blame the poor girl. I'd be confused too, why he's asking me these questions. The main character gives birth to his daughter, and because he gave birth to his daughter as a human, his daughter is a human just like the Melid is, so she won't be turning into a fish, at least for now. At the end of the book, we find out that yes, she has the ability to turn into a fish, but for now, she is outright just human just like the Melid. And later down the line, the Melid gets the ability to turn into a fish, but that's later down the line. So there was a lot of people going around stating that they were disappointed over the fact that the main character gave birth to a daughter after the Melid was crowned crown prince, stating that they wished it was a son and not a daughter, even though the main character had already given birth to 4 male heirs. Literally already had given birth to 4 male heirs, but again, this is a society that's very sexist towards women. Very sexist towards women. But their mouths are very much shut and slapped across the face when they see how the Melid and the Emperor interacts with the granddaughter/daughter. Like, they are doting. Like, the Emperor was already bad with his grandsons. It doesn't compare to his granddaughter. Like, she is running with the care and love he gives her. Like, the grandsons are in the back eating dust. That's how much he absolutely adores her. Like, he gives her a title which is only gifted to royal women when they marry, and gifted her the title of princess, which would be understandable if her father was the emperor, but her father's still just crown prince. And he's like, I'm giving her the title of princess. And everyone rushing to him to stop him, and he's like, nope, you can't stop me. This is my literal angel. No one can stop me from giving her what she deserves. She deserves the rights to be called princess and have a title of her own. Yeah, this man is bad. Like, he absolutely adores his granddaughter. And the Melid do too. Like, the Melid is bad. Like, these two are simps when it comes to their precious little girl. So the original love interest is not the only one who figures out the main character's true identity. The cousin does. He goes to the Melid with his ideas, theories, and evidence, his verbal evidence. And he tells everything to the Melid, lays it down. He just wants to know the truth. He's not going to do anything about it. The Melid double checks, and he's like, yes, I'm not going to do anything about it. You have to trust me and believe in me. I'm going to protect him as much as you protect him. I just want to know. I want to be for sure. It will take weight off of me because I'm going to have to keep this from my parents and my wife. Like, I'm going to have to keep this a secret my entire life, but I want to make sure that I am not crazy. So yes, the Melid tells him the truth, and he's like, good to know. I will protect the main character because the main character has protected me, you, the Emperor, my wife, our family. Like, we're still all alive and still standing because of the main character. I'm not going to harm him when he did all of this for us. He's a blessing. I just love the cousin. I really do. So this entire time, the main character has to make sure the Melid gives him the same title that is equal to Emperor. Still Empress, but a title that is equal, the power and title that is equal to Emperor. Because Empress doesn't have that much power. They have power and control over the palace, but they don't have actual political power. Like, they're supposed to keep everything, in line, but they can't do anything typically themselves. So the Melid has to outright give him the power that would be the same as a prince regent would have. And the Melid does want to give it to the main character, but when the main character tells him, this is for my mission, he gets a little worried and scared that if the main character completes this mission, the main character will abandon him and his children. And the main character has to sit him down and have a talk and reveal, no, you don't have to have these concerns, when the Melid has a mental breakdown, seeing a thunderstorm, thinking the main character has gone through his last tribulation and is leaving him and their children, and the main character's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. So once the Melid realizes the main character is not going to abandon him, he gives the main character the equal title of him, like power as equal to him. They also been pushing back his crown prince ceremony because the male lead didn't want the main character to suffer during his pregnancy and have to sit through this big, humongous ceremony that would take forever. So he wanted to wait until after the main character gave birth to their daughter. And now that their daughter is born, the main character has time to heal from it. They have his crown prince ceremony where he announces the main character will be his equal. So after completing his last fairy mission, the system tells him he can actually go back to the Marden world and stay in the Marden world. If he chooses to go back to the Marden world permanently, his memories of this life will be erased. The main character's like, no, I'm about to be Empress Regent, one of the most powerful positions to have in this country. I have a doting, supporting husband and 5 beautiful children. Why would I give that life up for a life where I have no one in my life? My parents and grandparents are dead. I got nobody. I live in a small little apartment. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not stupid. But he does choose to go back temporarily, and he takes the male lead with him. And this is when the male lead's gifted the ability to turn into a fish, and they stay for 2 days. And the main character shows him all the fun things he can do in the Marden world, buys him Marden clothes, take photos with him, goes to amusement park, shows him all the, tour spots before they return. And when they return, the male lead gets the ability to turn into a fish. He gets 2 hours a day to turn into a fish. And I'm like, ooh! And he loves it because he gets to spend fishy time in the water with his wife and his children. The male lead doesn't even get a whole year as crown prince before the emperor is like, here's the position of emperor, I am retiring, I just want to spend the rest of the days as a doting grandparent. Like, I am not kidding. This man was like, I give up my position. I just want to be a doting grandfather. And the male lead, the first thing he does when he becomes emperor is literally turn the palace into a humongous fish tank, like he did at his palace. He turns the royal emperor's palace into a humongous fish tank for himself, his wife, and his 5 children. Also, fun fact, their kingdom stays prosperous and peaceful for 800 years from the things they passed during the time they were emperor and empress. The laws, restrictions, stuff they passed as emperor and empress keeps their kingdom prosperity for like 800 years. Like, that's how great they were. I love the main character. So before he was Empress Regent, he literally was pushing for women's rights, especially after seeing how the 6th prince's wife was doing. She wasn't able to divorce him before he died, so she was left as a widow, and female widows are mistreated and abused by society. They can't remarry unless society wants to, hate upon them over it. Their in-laws treat them horribly. Some of them are physically, verbally, and emotionally abused. Like, these women have nowhere to go. They have no emotional support, no backing, no care. Some of them end up in dire situations. And the main character's like, no, I'm not watching this anymore. And yes, the commoners are kind of against it, but the officials, the emperor and male leaders, like, you do what you do. We'll help you, we'll support you, we'll get you whatever you need to get to help these women. And the main character's like, yes, I'm doing this. Like, the main character is fighting for women's rights. I rarely ever see that in Dames, like, ever. But here we have this main character working hard to get women's rights. Literal women rights. I freaking love that.